Well, obviously we're happy with the win. Really happy for our young people, our young guys. I was thinking about it sitting there that night, that of all the hard work they've done. Thinking back to fall camp, seemed like it was yesterday for me, but probably a long time ago for the players, and Pearl Harbor and all that. It's nice to see them have some success that they deserve because they worked hard. We have to understand it's just one. We got another one this weekend, and hopefully that's the start of something. But we can't, you know, we can't lose sight of the fact that we have a tremendous amount of work to do this off season, both in the weight room, on the recruiting trail, and we have a lot of things we need to fix. But this certainly helps the psyche of our young people that we're dealing with. They deserve the opportunity to have success and to enjoy themselves after the game.
What are you trying to fix in the off season? What are the big?
Well, we have to get a lot stronger in the weight room. We have to do a nice job on the recruiting trail. We have to fix some schematic problems that we've been having, and we just need to overall get better. I mean, the challenge is there. You look up at the schedule, and it's USC and Oregon State to begin with. It's another extremely challenging deal. We got to go back to Navy. We play Army. You know, it just goes on and on and on. So unless we get better, unless we kind of, again, for lack of a better term, we try to fix things. You know, we don't want to go through this again.
Did you find that your team is getting tired or hurt or because of conditioning?
No, I think our guys have been resilient. There's an extraordinary amount of injuries, I think, season-ending injuries that we have to address and find out what's going on there, and then try to get bigger and stronger.
And watching film of Saturday's game, did you see things that worked on Saturday and can't figure out why they hadn't worked in the previous weeks, and maybe the light just came on?
Well, I think you know, the whole atmosphere lent confidence. You know, they felt good about themselves, the way they looked, the way they dressed. There were some things working. Our defensive front did a nice job of pushing the line of scrimmage. Our offensive line played a tad better. We still got a ways to go, but you know, and then the receivers made some plays. So when you were able to take chunks down the field, and you know, the confidence that they showed really helped. Yeah.
Tim, you called a different game. You were a little bit more conservative in the past on third and short distances. It looks like you were airing it out. Did you feel that perhaps a different light went on for you in this game?
I've called a lot of games. You know, I critique myself. I'm my worst critic. We probably took a little more chances on third down but you always have to be concerned yourself, play calling wise, with what's going on in defense. And I knew our defensive guys were stopping them, so we could afford to take more chances. Yeah.
How important was it to get out to a fast start in this game? Because I think sometimes when you have two teams that are really hungry for a win.
Well, historically coaches defer because they want the ball in the second half. The last 2-3 games we took the ball because we want to try to make something happen on offense. And for the last 2 games we were able to do that. Is that the right thing to do? I'm not so sure. Most people in college, in the NFL, everybody takes the ball. In college, most of the people defer. So you know, it's just a matter of a feeling and how your defense is going to play. Do they have a good kick return team? There's a lot of factors that go into that start, if you will. It's not just, oh, let's get the ball and go, because you know, how do we return? And what's our return game like? What's our kickoff coverage team like? All that kind of stuff is. You know, we put a lot of effort and a lot of time into making those kind of decisions.
You know, when things go bad, it becomes a snowball effect. One mistake leads to another mistake. Bad habits lead to more bad habits. When it goes good, like it did Saturday, is there a residual snowball effect where confidence builds good play?
No question, no question. But Rob, we have to get older. We have the negative part when things go bad. We need senior leadership that says, "Come on, guys, let's get this thing going." And I think the maturity that hopefully now is being developed. You know, I think we lose 14 seniors is all. And we were working on that this morning for the banquet. And once we get that leadership in place, when you know somebody grabs the bull by the horn and says, "Come on, let's go," I think both the positive and the negatives will be good for us. Yeah.
I think there are 3, maybe 4 teams that you lost to earlier this year that if you played them now, you might beat them. Do you agree that?
You know, it's easy, coulda, shoulda, woulda is an easy answer. As I sat there that night as well, toward the end of the game, I thought to myself, God, you know, why did this? What you know, we should have been doing this all year long.
A couple plays here and there earlier in the year, and it might have.
Yeah. You know, if we'd have been playing like this all year long, now could we have won all those? I don't know. But at least we'd have been in more contention. You know, I think about the drop pass at San Diego State. I think about the fumble at Air Force, and you know, the Colorado State game. So maybe they would, you know, there would be 2 or 3 that we would have certainly been in a bigger fight than we were with.
You know, the lopsided score at San Diego State, I really still believe this, that those 3 plays in the first half, if those are made, and those are plays that are usually made, right?
Because it goes back to what Robert said. Then the confidence grows,
right.
and then the attitude changes. Football is so emotional. There's so much mental. You know, when somebody said it's 99% emotional and the other half schemes. You know, that kind of deal. So.
Of all the play calling, who's going to take credit for Alex Danacki's run?
Oh. I don't know. I got after Demarest today. Well, and he looked at me. He was as incredulous as I was, you know. But the funny thing about that was Alex came off the sideline just smiling and happy as all get out. He tapped Dimo on the back, and I looked at him, and he looked at me. And I guess it was caught on television. I go, what in the world just happened? What was that? You know. I think what really happened was it was 3rd and 3, and Dimo told them, you know, we're going to punt it this way, but also, you know, look to see if you can get 3 yards. Well, there was a sack, so it was now 3rd and 13, and I think he must have thought it was still 3rd. I mean, we had no chance whatsoever.
Maybe he thought he could run 173 yards too.
No kid, but how about that 73 yard? It absolutely changed the complexion of that ball game.
Yeah.
Coach, can you talk about John Hardy-Tulia and his impact?
Well, he's done a nice job. He took 2 away, and he was smart enough on that last one. He took a knee, made a nice run. He's a nice player. You know, he's you know, is he a safety? Is he a corner? I think he's just a football player that's a nice leader, and you know, he and Morrell bring us a lot of hope because they're both real young, play the safety spots, and they understand now what we're trying to get done.
You ever heard of South Alabama before you saw your schedule this?
I have to tell you the truth, no, I have not. But if word comes out there, they're excited, and they have an awfully good football team. You look at them on tape, it's going to be a challenge for us again. They play a style of football that we need to kind of learn to scheme, especially defensively. They play a tough bump and run coverage, and they'll present a lot of problems to us.
Because they throw it a lot, and because you're getting good push up front now, is that almost playing to your hands as to what your strength is?
Yeah, we hope. You know, Tom does a good job. Tom, you know, came from the NFL. He knows how to defend the pass. You know, early on, the option gave us some problems, and we worked that through, and we did a nice job at Air Force. But, you know, I guess he throws it a lot. You know, I haven't seen that part of the ball much yet. But defensively, they'll present us some problems.
So you talk about the changes in schemes and things down the road. Are you going to be more of a nickel team, more of a Rocky Long type of team? Because it looks like it gets more athletes on the field for you.
Well, you have to consider the type of player that you have. Yeah. You know, and we do a lot of 3 down on 3rd downs. We play a lot of nickel stuff on 3rd down. So we'll just have to see. Like I said, if you get a lot of linebackers, you should be in an odd front. If you get a lot of defensive linemen, you should be in an even front. I mean, it doesn't take too much to figure that out.
What was the key to shutting down that running back?
I think the push. I think that we did a nice job of pushing the line of scrimmage, you know, creating, because we're always after our offense, our offensive line. They need to create a new line of scrimmage, and I think our defense was creating a new line of scrimmage for them. He never had a chance to get started because I think he'd be dangerous once he got rolling. But we did a nice job with that. Nice job with that. That passer scared me every time we would drop back to pass. So he had a nice, strong arm. He wasn't accurate all the time, but it was good. That's a good team. That's a good team. Of course, when you coach, every team is good, right?
Happy for Sean. I mean, Sean's faced a lot of criticism from a lot of people. I'm happy to have him have that kind of game.
Yeah, that's the kind of game he's supposed to play. Obviously, I don't hear a lot of the criticism. It's unfortunate, but he's a tough guy, resilient. You saw him. He got beat up the first quarter there too. You know, but he holds on to the ball sometimes. Doesn't anticipate like he should. And he knows that, but he wants to make so much. Sean Schroeder wants so badly to do a nice job that sometimes he has a tendency to hold it just a bit longer to make sure the guy's open.